chance to hear it, so let her tell it. People on the streets say Sabrina speaks. Tune into the show, she will let you know. Tell all your friends and family. Real talk is no joke. You get the news straight up from grassroots and concerns. You can hear with some people gone. So tell all your friends to tune in to
Good evening, Cayman. I'm Sabrina Turner, and welcome to Sabrina Speaks, your daily dose of clarity, truth, and community insights. Every weekday from 5 to 6:30 p.m., we're tackling the issues that affect you, from national headlines to grassroots concerns. Whether you're in traffic or winding down your day, this is your chance to hear it straight and speak your truth. So buckle up, Cayman. We're not holding back.
This is the show. We gotta let you know. Now we got to go.
And now here's Sabrina.
Welcome back and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Sabrina Speaks, where we're voices of the islands, conversations for the world, and definitely the podcast where voices rise, stories unfold, and inspiration takes center stage. It is a pleasure to be back with you. I'm your host, Sabrina, on this Thursday. How are you? Hope your day is going well. And I know we've gotten some showers. There's forecasts that they're going to get some more rain leading into the weekend, and we just keep our. No, I know the farmers are happy for that. But it also brings out the mosquitoes and the frogs, of which I'm petrified. But you know what? I'm indoors. I'm here with you. It is a pleasure to be back and to bring you another episode of Sabrina Speaks. Yes, because today is proudly brought to you in partnership with International Lighting. Yes, can you imagine? Edward has been in business with International Lighting, a Caymanian gem, celebrating 39 years. And all this week, in celebration of 39 years anniversary, he is having specials. So whether or not you're refreshing your home, adding flair to your work wardrobe, that's your construction work wardrobe, they got specials all week long, everything from bed and bags and Turkish area rugs to indoor, outdoor lighting, bathroom accessories as well, and the best chandeliers. I swear, he has some of the nicest formal, informal, you name it. He definitely puts lighting up your life to a different color, at a different level. And so those neon colored polos and also t-shirts, and he also has a printing as well. So he doesn't only sell the t-shirts. You can get all this right there at Ed's Plaza. Ed's Plaza, 194 North Sound Road, open Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And if you're not sure with everything else that he has, give Edward a call. Yes, you can give him a call, 949, that's 345-949-8211, or 345-949-5141 for more. He is there willing, ready, and able to answer any questions. And what I like with Edward is that if he doesn't have it within days, he can definitely bring it to you. Yes, he can bring it in for you. So there you have it. Let's celebrate Edward. Join in the celebrations, but you can't join in without going down. And when last did you see Edward? It's just a gem. It's a charmer. He has a sense of humor, definitely. And again, 39 years of being in business. Let's celebrate it with him. So yeah, it's a pleasure to be back with you as always. Now, today is also stepping into a space where remembrance, reverence, and responsibility. So that's where we're going to be stepping. I know it's 9/11. We're going to deal with that. But this episode of Sabrina Speaks, we will be stepping into that space. And how fitting when this day was chosen, actually because of another conflict for tomorrow when they were supposed to be on. But in this episode, we are shining a heartfelt spotlight on the Cayman Islands Veteran Association, an organization that is rooted in service, sacrifice, and the endurance spirit of our people. And these are guardians of our legacy, men and women who stood for something greater than themselves and who continue to serve our islands with quiet strength and unwavering dignity. So as we approach the annual Veteran Gala, and you'll be hearing more about that, we're not just preparing for an elegant evening, we're preparing to honor lives lived in service, stories that shape our nation, and a cause that calls each of us to remember. But please, the content that you're about to hear, including any and all discussions or opinions from myself, guests, and or participants, is intended solely for general information and entertainment purposes. It is not a substitute for professional legal, medical, or financial advice. So I encourage you to consult with a qualified professional or for your specific concerns. Sabrina Speaks disclaims all liability for any decisions or actions taken in reliance on the information presented right here. And don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. You're also welcome to feel free and join in on the conversation by calling 345-936-8255 or by sending me your message via social media platforms. Or again, but we always like to hear you. We always love to hear you. Let's see who's in the house today. Hi, Mitzi. Welcome. You're first in class. You're first to actually comment, Mitzi. It's always a pleasure to have you with us, Mitzi. Jimbo, you've arrived. Laugh out loud. You got a right to laugh out. You're something else. Hi, Miss Valerie. It is a pleasure to have you here. Jim, that rain needs to be shared throughout the islands, not raining all over. Yeah, I was speaking to my aunt earlier on, and she was telling me, oh my God, in town it was pouring rain. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's sunshine here. And then we had a squall blow through in Prospect and got really dark. We heard the thunder and all that sort of stuff. And then she's like, Sabrina, it's sun shining in town. So yeah, weird. But maybe with the forecast, we may all get some leading in tomorrow and into the weekend. The farmers in Bodden Town, High Rock, Eastern Side, Botanic Park haven't been blessed with rainfall. Well, let's pray to the rain gods that they will get that this weekend. Yeah, we're going to send positive energy out in the universe so that they will get all the rain that they need. Yeah, Valerie, she's agreeing with you. Good evening, Marshall. It is a pleasure to have you as usual with us. And thank you for your participation yesterday. To all of you who participated in that very informative discussion. For the amount of messages that I got post-show and even today, it was indeed my honor to bring a topic of that nature to you. Hi, Donnie. How you doing, my sweet? You good? Hey, Shaka Zulu. Good evening, Auntie Sabrina, he says. My bestie. I never dreamt that me and Shaka Zulu could be besties. Virtual. Jim, you're confirming not a drop. Now, we're going to change that. Well, we got an early caller to the show. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, Mom. It's raining up in here, too. And I was talking to your aunt while it was raining down there.
Oh, okay.
If it's raining up here, and I say, it's pouring. And she said, well, the sun is out. And I say, yes, but the devil and his wife fighting for hot donkey.
Yeah, I heard that as a child. That's interesting.
So it's raining up in here right now. I'm looking out, but the sun is out. But we had a big downpour just about half an hour ago.
Okay. Nice. Yep. So see?
You can sailboat or kayak down in my backyard.
Well, because... Wow.
Yes, right now we're looking at about 6 whistling ducks. They have on the back there.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. So let's hope it's coming, Jim, from East End.
That's why I do like
and in Newlands.
Feed them, but I stopped feeding them because I got 2 teams. And when I opened my back door, they would come right into my utility room. They'd come right up on top of stuff. I used to buy them corn from out Foster. Sometimes if I sitting on the back step, they come and pick my toes or pick my fingers looking food.
Yeah.
I stopped feeding them, but they're right out back there now.
There you go. There you go. Thank you as usual. So, yep, leave it to Shelma. So that we know what the weather is like in Savannah Newlands. Right now, it's just overcast out here in Prospect. let's hope it's working its way west. And for those of you who are in the region and don't or haven't been to Cayman, you don't know what you're missing out. But where that caller is calling from is on the west. It is west from where Jim alluded to that needs rain in the eastern part of our island. So yeah, just a little bit of geography there. Yeah, Shaka Zulu, my friend, my bism buddy now. Hey, but guess what? It's Thursday, and don't let the rain stop you. Yes, because down at Cayman Cabana, they're still having farm to table. Yep, they're having that this evening and every Thursday evening at the waterfront. And despite it may not be seeing a very good sunset this evening, but this is the stuff that you can get down there. Oh my God, yes. Spectacular views anyhow, if you're a lover of water like me. But the food is never, ever disappointing. I'm being very honest with you. I love the vibe down there. And, we understand the season. Look at them comforters. Oh, God. And you know what's my favorite? Their Cayman style lobster. And they got one thing called callaloo rice. Oh, yum, 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 yum. Well, yeah, that is our friends down there at Cayman Cabana. They're on the waterfront, and I love just keeping it real, just keeping it local. And when you got excellent cocktails, yeah, I said it, excellent cocktails. They do bring it home on the cocktails as well. But this is some mouth-watering food that we have here on display. Comforters, they're the bomb. I say, if I had to vote, yeah, I like them better. They're one of my favorites for comforters, but that, and they have this snapper as well you can get it with rice and beans or callaloo rice. Of course, you got other stuff. You can get their lobster lollipops and that sort of stuff, so, but down there never disappoints. And heads up, I'm giving you an early warning because the summer season is coming to an end. This weekend, happy hour is going to be a different one down there at Cayman Cabana. I have been reliably informed that they're going to be having a seasoned weekend happy hour cocktail specials at Cayman Cabana just to close off the summer holidays. So yeah, visit my friends. But tonight, and every Thursday night, starting from 7, Cayman Cabana, farm to table, dinner experience, and they don't disappoint. Yeah. So that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen, with that. And what's going on around the world. Even Donnie agrees with me. Yeah. The food, no, it's true. I'm not kidding. And to be honest with you, you get these promotions and that sort of stuff, and you're paid to do it. But when I'm telling you, it is an honor to represent anybody who wants me to assist them in promoting their business. But when you're coming and you believe in what you're actually selling, you ain't fool. You will know that I'm speaking the truth. And it's the same experience that I get at International Lighting, dealing with the relationship with Edward down there. It's no different. The ambiance, the feeling of that I get down there at Cayman Cabana. So yeah, the food is the bomb. They also got nice rasta pasta. You can either get it with chicken and shrimp and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, you can't go wrong. Bottom line is you got to go. And Friday, they got a signature cocktail. Dawn, they got a signature cocktail. Remember I hinted at that yesterday? LaQuisha Sunset is going to be their signature cocktail this Friday. Jim, they're going to have that as their signature cocktail special this Friday. So interesting. If you ever wanted to know what I was talking about, maybe at the end of the show, I'll give you an idea what it looks like. But yeah, tomorrow's Wind Down Friday. So you're going to go down there and you're going to support them. And you're definitely going to go and support Edward if you haven't already done it. International Lighting, as we rock with him, his 39 years of being in business, lighting up our world and so much more, helping us redesign our bathrooms and everything. So yeah. So yeah, let's call your friends. When the last time have we ever really gone out as Caymanians? Summer is down. All the year back from your summer vacation. We know what is happening with businesses on the waterfront. This is an opportunity to remain supportive of all of the businesses down there. But, we can't go wrong when you want that true Caymanian hospitality when it comes to cuisine, that friendly, warm atmosphere right there. And so I don't know how to tell you where I'll be after the show tomorrow. Yeah, and I want to see you. But today is also a solemn moment, 9/11 remembrance here, remembrance. And for all of those persons, that shook the world. And also with what we're seeing, the unfortunate shooting, assassination of that activist in the United States yesterday. I saw it coming up as I was on the podcast, I saw it, but I wasn't sure because I was engaging in that conversation. But it really hit me after the show. And I know Sandra on the Cold Hard Truth brought it up this morning. 31-year-old man, young man, married with a young family, 2 children, or no matter what side of the political lines you're on, what party you're actually aligned with, in this case, he was assassinated. And it kind of brings freedom of speech to a different level. It kind of makes you wonder, even us as podcasters, we have to be careful how we actually engage, what subjects, how open we are. And you shouldn't be, we're media. I'm not purporting to be one of those reporters. I'm a podcast. I'm a content creator, and I'm going to report on what's happening. But there are times that you're going to be, someone may ask me my opinion, and it's now that you're actually measuring your steps, because we have all sorts of people in the world that just, if you don't like this political party, then you're the worst person. I'm going to say all sorts of mean things at you. Where's democracy? Where's democracy when you can't just openly and maturely speak, agree to disagree on policies, just because you're not aligned with the same leader or political party? And I heard another podcaster last night says, don't frustrate democracy. And if we're saying we're in a democratic society, we should be able to respectfully weigh on our opinions. We should be able, in this day of age, be able to speak freely and not be fearful of going out publicly speaking or engaging in a conversation that may differ from your audience. Now, of course, each person's personality and based on some subject matters can actually be very emotive. Like yesterday, we were talking about sex education. We were talking about the HPV. Some people are taboo. But if that was another topic about rights on abortion, or who has the right if I want to have a hysterectomy, for example, whose right should it be for a man to have a vasectomy? Should that be a discussion with both parties? When you're looking at these type of emotive conversations, religion, nowadays, I feel that we should be able to have these conversations quite openly with no fear of me after a podcast pushing my cart even in Foster's or one of our supermarkets or out nationally, and fearful that somebody's going to kill me because they understand my views for discussion purposes. Of course, it can go deeper than that. But what I'm saying is, if we are going to have that type of environment, then you're not going to have persons speaking up. You're not going to be able, you're limiting yourself on informative dialogue where you could probably see it from a different perspective, because everybody then is fearful. And we understand as a small island jurisdiction that we come in on the back end of some of these anyhow because of our sheer size. Everybody knows everybody. So people tend to be more reserved, or certain conversations you only have when you're around your immediate family. But I am hoping that that is not the trajectory that globally we're on, where if your ruling party is not the ruling party, no, if your party is not the ruling party, that you can't speak your mind or agree or disagree openly. And this puts it to a different perspective, even with the safety and everybody know where I stand on national security, porous of our borders, and just security of our leaders. And as Sandra said, and I'm not even going to paraphrase, but she actually mentioned it today, based on how certain things are brought across, it can evoke, you do not understand in leadership roles, certain influencers, the following that you have, the power of this space, that what you say, it can actually create civil unrest. You have a voice. You have a following. you need to be able to deal with that responsibly, because you must remember there's also an other side of your audience base that may not even like you because of who you are, who you're affiliated with, not understanding why you've come to that perspective. So we have a huge responsibility in what we say, how it is actually conveyed. And there's always a balance, to be honest. But to resort to that type of sending a message because of everything right now is alleged, because until I got on here, I'm not aware that the person of interest has been captured. But are we far from that here? If we don't agree to disagree, I'm listening to some forums, I'm listening to some comments, I'm seeing some feedback and even news articles, and the hate and the anger that is in our little society. Oh my God, thank God for Anonymous. But I really wonder who is behind some of those comments, because you can feel the anger that's being spewed in what's actually hidden behind anonymous commenters on some articles. Good evening, caller. You're live on Sabrina Speaks. What's on your mind?
Good evening, Sabrina. How are you?
Oh, Lord, you need to call a little later. I'm fine.
Oh, Jesus.
Fred, how are you?
I feel like y'all be trolling me. Like y'all really be trolling me.
You get all of us in trouble.
Anyway.
It's too early for that. How are you, my love?
You know, I could be better, but
What happened?
well, in just listening to you talk about yesterday's tragedy, you know, the Charlie Kirk incident. I mean, I saw the raw video, the uncensored video.
Yes,
from two
yes,
different
yes,
angles.
yes. Eric shared that with me as well, and I'm like, oh my God, oh
It
yeah.
shook me down to my core. I mean, just to see that head just flop back. So I mean,
Yeah.
It for me, it's a sobering reminder that disagreement should never spill over into violence, right? Which I mean is the obvious question.
Yeah.
But it for me it raises a hard question. When emotions are high and egos are involved, how do we keep our differences of opinion from becoming personal wars? And people, I mean, yes, this was a case of a grown man on a stage, you know, attended by hundreds of people. But even in our day-to-day interactions with just one-on-one, right? When you have conversations with people, you're given two ears and one mouth for a reason. And I think that when we approach conversation with people, you should approach conversation from the standpoint, not from what I can get them to learn from me, but what can I learn from them? Even if you don't agree, you can at least come away with knowing, from the perspective of, okay, well, I don't agree with what Sabrina said, but at least now I understand why she has
correct
the view that she has, right? Do we know how to critique an idea without attacking the person who holds it? Is part of the problem that we wrap our identity up in our opinion, so that when someone challenges our view, we feel it as a personal attack.
Right.
You know?
That speaks a lot about what's going on inside, though, because you can come so rigid because you're so entrenched in your own belief that justifies your way of seeing things, that you almost just want to have the platform for yourself. And even though it may be sound from a different perspective, you've already blocked that off. And you know, it's pretty sad when that is now being very obvious in a public space, and we see the power of platforms just like this caller. But yeah, just right here. Okay, perfect example. Look at around, for example, a domino table. It's just a game. Do you?
The banter.
Exactly. I was at a hardware store one day picking up an item, and it was a group of men speaking about cricket. Let me tell you something. When I walked into the store, I almost thought it was a riot. And then I, of course, but the feeling I didn't feel threatened but it was really loud and it was just men. And I could see the cashier look at me as if, yeah, uh-huh. And then I listened. They were just having a conversation about cricket. And you had, let's say it was India and another one playing, but you had both parties talking about cricket, but they literally were arguing from where we're coming from. It wasn't just friendly conversation. They literally sounded that it was a riot. That speaks a lot about what they're feeling inside. And can you imagine an emotive topic, what that could actually lead to?
But then if separating emotion from the opinion is the goal, I think what we need to be talking about, what are the tools that we can actually use in daily conversations to get there?
Listen, a lot of us need to get our ears checked, because if we were listening to ourselves and actually reading the room, you would actually say, well, hold on, I'm just talking about cricket. Or really and truly, Alfred is just talking about eggs. Why should I come across like this? And we don't read people's body language. And to be honest with you, in person is one thing, but in this virtual space, because you're hidden and nobody will know, you could have an IP address that says you're in Dubai, for God's sakes, when you could be my neighbor. I really feel that we're losing that respect. We're losing that compass to make people really see exactly that we respect their opinions and their feelings matter, because we're in this virtual space. And the more we see spaces like this, I feel the less attached, the less aware we will be, because we're hidden by emojis, AI, all sorts of stuff. So we're living like robots, in my humble opinion. That's my opinion.
All of that is true. But I think some practical tools, when the aim is to have cooler, more productive conversations, is for people to acknowledge the emotion, whatever emotion you're feeling. Emotions aren't your enemy, right? The emotions show that you care,
right?
But the challenge is not letting them hijack the conversation. So what if, let's say, before we argue,
Alfred, some you can't even get a word in between the breath. And some of them, they will actually send a indirect message by sitting there sharpening a cutlass or something, or they're just like this, the hairs on the back of their spine. You're like, you know what? It doesn't even make sense. It's one of those things where you choose your battles, because
sometimes you just have to back out.
Yeah, and some people
You're right.
just
You're right.
leave it alone.
I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Leave it alone. 2 + 2 is 5. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so. It is what it is, but we're made up of a lot of people. Leave me there, because I got another call on hold and I got some guests that are coming in, but please feel free if you want to chime in on the conversation, 936-8255. Thank you, my love.
All right, have a nice day. Take care.
Sure. Good evening, caller. You're live.
Hi, Sabrina. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Thank you.
Good. You're talking about veterans this afternoon, and I applaud all of them, because I have a lot of them in my family, my uncles and stuff, are a lot of those guys that are now peacefully resting.
Yes.
And I just think that they are awesome, and we should never forget them.
That's right.
I just wanted to quickly, like I told Sandra this morning, I just would like to applaud the late Linton Tibbetts. He is also one of our heroes. We went through devastating Hurricane Ivan, and it was the Cox warehouse and building supplies that put this country back on a map. I know, because I was working and giving them a helping hand. I was a part of the Hurricane Committee as well. And it was him that put our schools back together, along with David Nelson, which was the plant manager at that time. There was several functions and so forth, and the people that really worked hard were not the ones that were invited. And let me tell you another branch of our heroes in this country, and I said it again this morning. A lot of our police departments are foreign nationals that are here. Many of them have never had homes and apartments and everything else that they have, and they're accomplished here.
Mm-hmm.
When Ivan came in and a lot of the stuff were damaged, their homes, everything, material, everything that they had, they sort of had a meltdown.
Mm-hmm.
Who didn't have a meltdown was pretty much our 80 or 90% Caymanians, indigenous Caymanians fire department, who braced the winds, who braced the rain, who braced salt water in our fire trucks and went out and said, look, the people on the south side, up the spot, look, you've got to move. It's going to be bad. You need to save your life, and it's a mandatory evacuation. You need to move.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys worked tirelessly. All of the planes coming in, Cayman Airways was back in front, bringing us in supplies. And we were taking people out left, right, and center and being cursed at the same time. I'll never forget that experience. I lost my mom a week and a half later. She was in the Georgetown Hospital. And I had 3 areas of delegation, which was the Pines and Hospital, also the UCCI and Prospect. I even spoke to Wolf Blitzer because his sister-in-law was here on CNN. He wanted a lot of information at that time, but, it was just a call so his sister-in-law could, let him know that everything, she was okay during the hurricane and everything. She survived it and everything. But we must remember true heroes and people that have really did a lot for our people. And we seem to forget. We seem to be going through a phase where our Caymanians have forgotten to say thanks, and we're ungrateful. And I would just like to applaud, Mr. Linton Tibbetts. I know he's resting peacefully, but all of his family members and everybody that stood for us to bring this country back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because A.L. Thompson, like I said, was waiting for insurance adjusters, and Kirk's was down. So it was them to put us back. They put us back, and I know I got hollered at many days. And a lot of the school supplies and stuff came from them to put our schools back together. Mr. Bodden and Miss Bastier was away in Europe, and I had to work really hard to get them back to Grand Cayman. And I'm telling you, we don't value a lot of our heroes because no one sits down to hear the story. If you don't make it to a certain position in government, you're looked upon as no one, and no one should be left behind, because a true shepherd values the one that is limping on 2 legs, or the one that is also living on 4 legs and is really taking charge. So in other words, all of our heroes, they should be taken care of and remembered. And I just wanted to say that this afternoon, because we don't sit and talk to the civil servants that have given so many years and know the true stories and use some of the heroic things that they've done. We don't do that. What we do is pick apart, tear us apart, lie, destroy lives, and it's just so sad.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to say that, and thank you so much, and have a great evening.
Thank you so much, caller. Well, thank you. For those of you who just may be joining us, in this episode of Sabrina Speaks, because I know a lot of you join us at various times, but yeah, Aria, it is my honor to acknowledge and wish Mr. Berman Scott, yes, a happy birthday. Yes, Mr. Berman is celebrating his birthday, and we know he's a talented musician here in the Cayman Islands from the Brack. He's from Cayman Brack. And you want to know what his talent is like, you can find him down there at Peppers. Unsolicited plug to Peppers. But he plays, and he's available for hire as well. But happy birthday, Berman. I wish you lots more, and I hope you're enjoying your day. And this is Aria Marie Scott. It is my honor. Sorry I didn't see it earlier on, but I flagged you. And yeah, Jim, we saw all the other comments. Miss Dorothy, Donna, thank you so much. I'm happy that you're liking the topics that we're actually presenting here. So yes, without further ado, as you can see on my screen, this episode is going to be dedicated to the guardians of our legacy. Yes, and that's Cayman veterans. These are men and women who served with courage and returned with resilience and continue to shape our islands with quiet strength, as I said in the beginning. And with the annual Veterans Gala just around the corner, that's slated for Saturday, October the 11th, we're not just preparing for an elegant evening, and I've been there, trust me, it is fun. I was tempted to putting on a poppy, but I didn't want to break protocol because of the show, and I would probably be fined. So we're preparing to honor lives lived in service and cause that calls each of us to remember. So joining me in studio today, I am pleased to welcome here Andrew McLaughlin and Shadden McLaughlin, representatives of the Cayman Islands Veterans Association. And together, we're hoping to explore the stories behind the service, the purpose of the gala. And there you go. Anybody recognize that gentleman? Handsome fella. Well, he's going to be here. Yeah, I know he could be beat red when I put this camera on him, and Shadden could probably beat me. But it is indeed a pleasure to welcome them both here with us. Good afternoon. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Good evening. Thanks for having us. How are you?
I'm good. Now that you're here, we're going to have a blast and hear more about the Cayman Islands Veterans Association, because it's that time again. We're around, but I think a lot of people I want to bring it a different perspective. I want to, exactly as I said, I want to put the spotlight on the association. People may not even understand where we are, what it's about. You see out with those selling poppies and wearing it and not even understanding the significance. But first of all, it is a pleasure to have you here. It is my honor to be able to assist you in getting the information out, bringing an awareness to this upcoming event, let people understand what Veterans is all about and the Cayman Islands arm of it. But how fitting. Today is also 9/11.
Yes. Yes, as we remember. Yes.
Yeah. So, it is a pleasure to have you here. And I'm going to throw on Andrew right under the bus. Let's start with you. See, I told you he would be red. Yeah. You see how handsome he is in that picture? It's something with me and a man in uniform. What must I say? Could you share, Andrew, a little bit about your journey? And we're going to go into the gala and all of this about the Cayman Islands Veteran Association, but tell us a little bit about your journey. We want to know who's Andrew and what led you into service and how that experience shaped your life. Because I know what you're doing now is far from from how you got involved in the Cayman Islands Veteran Association. That, by the way, is an unpaid position, and you are both volunteers, and you've taken this on with grace. Congratulations to you publicly.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sabrina. Thank you.
Thank you.
But share with us a little bit of your journey.
Okay. Well, I was born in Brooklyn, New York, immigrant parents, both parents from Cayman, one from East End, one from Pedro, Town, and uneventful growing up in Bedford-Stuyvesant, New York. And the whole time, the parents, my dad was a merchant marine seaman, and mom was, always home, housewife. And they really didn't know too much about the system. So by the time we got around to college years, they weren't aware of all the opportunities, student loans and things like that. So when I first approached the military in general, it was because I heard that they would pay for your college. So I looked towards them to get my college paid for. And, people go in and they do a couple of years and they leave. Thankfully, I talked to a Marine recruiter and decided that the Marines was the service that I want, because each service has their own different ethos and what they do. So in those first 4 years, I realized that was the place that I need to be. They took me from nothing, from the streets of Brooklyn and Miami, Florida, and gave me training on how to repair $36 million fighter jet aircraft.
Oh, wow.
So I was working on the latest technology. If it was created on Friday by these big companies like Boeing Aerospace and McDonnell Douglas, by Monday, of course, the Marines first to fight, by Monday, we had the latest technology. Most of my training came at the factory and came from factory representatives. So it was cutting edge. Yeah. But somewhere along the line, I found out that I love the career. I love to be a Marine. And it lasted 22 years. 22
Oh, wow.
years.
Yeah. And I'm quite sure
I met my lovely wife because the last 7 years I spent in recruiting in the Fort Lauderdale area, and that's where Shad and I met. Yeah.
Nice. Interesting, which is an excellent segue because you have a story of your own, Shadden. You've not only been a powerful advocate for the veterans here in the Cayman Islands, but you actually have a story of your own as well.
Yes. When I was 10, the Gulf War, I don't know if I'm giving away my glorious age now, but when I was 10 years old and the Gulf War started, our third grade teacher put us as pen pals with military service that were fighting overseas, kind of just to ease the, the time there during the war. And one of my pen pals happened to be a captain in the United States Marine Corps. And he shared his journey and his days at war and everything, talked about his family and his young children, and told me how wonderful it was being a Marine and fighting for the cause of freedom. And I kind of guess that really stuck with me growing up. And throughout my high school years, a group of my friends and I all made a pact, and we said, you know what? Let's join the Marines when we graduate high school.
Wow.
And 11 of us actually committed and joined the Marines right out of high school. Some of them have great success stories. One we did lose in combat, sadly to say, but it comes with the territory. And while serving, when I joined, that is when I did meet Andrew. And yeah, wow, it seems like an eternity.
I heard the inhale.
Yeah. But God has a plan for all of us. And sadly, I was injured, and I am currently a disabled veteran. And my 2 years, although brief with the Marine Corps, I had another path. And that path led me to meeting Andrew, marrying Andrew, and moving our lives to the Cayman Islands once he retired after 22 years.
You're coming across like a robot, Shad.
No.
There, now speak. Okay, there we go. Go ahead.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so after my 2 years and taking the medical discharge, I'm officially a disabled veteran. And like I said, God has a path for us. And in that path, it was meant for me to move to the Cayman Islands with my lovely husband and come here and make a difference. And that's the ultimate goal. We through the charitable organization that was founded in 1979, we are just working to make a difference. And yeah, here we are. We moved here right after Hurricane Ivan. That is the year Andrew retired.
I think you're having an unstable network connection.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the entire time, Sabrina, the entire time I was in the military, all 22 years, I told everyone, because I had spent summers with my grandma sometimes in Pedro, and I told everybody, they said, what are you going to do when you're finished with the Marines? I said, I'm going home. Grandma said, you can see the entire world go all over this great globe. And when you're done, you come home and you bring all that knowledge and training with you. And that's what I told Shadden when she agreed to marry me. I said, under one clause, the fact that when I'm ready to go to Cayman, you're going to come. And she agreed. And here we are.
That's love. Definitely. That's love. Well, listening to both of you, I'm reminded that, in all honesty, service doesn't end when the uniform comes off, because look at what the two of you, the impact that you're making locally. And it transforms into, as you rightfully say, advocacy and community leadership. And you've taken this up with all of your heart. You can see that, you can hear it. But let's see if we can switch gears. I think it's the weather, Shadden, to be honest, because I'm hearing thunder. Can we just switch right now to look at the gala? Let's talk about the gala. That's going to be happening on Saturday, October the 11th, and that's fast approaching. Yes. So, and this event has become a cornerstone pretty much of remembrance here in Cayman. So can you talk us through what attendees can expect this year, like special tributes, keynote speakers, other traditions? Like, if someone hadn't been, what should we be looking for? And I'm going to be sharing some pictures as you speak. So I don't intend to distract you, but just so people can get an understanding of what is in store here. What does it mean? Shadden, whomever.
Yeah, it was Shadden's brainchild to have a gala. We were looking at fundraising. We fundraised to assist other veterans that maybe are not so as fortunate. Some of the elderly veterans were around long before pension started, and they did not have the right preparation for retirement. So they need a little help every now and then. And the fundraising was predominantly just the poppy appeal.
Right.
And it just started to slow down. The poppy appeal, people just, weren't as forthcoming as they normally were. And so we said, we need to do something different. So Shadden said, let's do a gala. A gala is a chance for the average person to get a peek inside the allure of a military function. We hold a gala to what they call a military mess night regulations. So when you go into that ballroom and we close the doors, you now belong to what's called the president of the mess, which this year will be Dr. Sidney Ebanks.
Oh,
And,
wow.
Right. Everything you want to do in that room must be cleared by the president of the mess. He posts myself. Yeah.
I'll wear Depends. I probably won't get permission.
So he posts me at the beginning after all of his guests are seated. He posts me as what they call Mr. Vice, the vice president of the mess. And I do all the dirty work. He gets all the acclaims and I do all the dirty work, right? So it's for me to make sure that all of his guests are properly taken care of and that they follow the rules of the mess.
Right.
And we do print some of the rules, but not all of the rules are there because we like to teach people as we go along. So for instance, like you were just alluding to, if you get up and leave the room for any reason, even to relieve yourself, you need permission from the president.
Or I could end up as one of those.
Exactly. And if you don't get permission, then you are charged and the president of mess will fine you. In this particular case, I actually had fines against myself. Somebody questioned what I had done. The president found it to be unfair. So they gave me as punishment to do 20 push-ups. But the cadet corps is there as my assistants. So I said, well, if the vice president is in trouble, then so are the cadets. So I forced them to do push-ups with me.
Shout out to the cadets.
Yes, misery loves company is what I'm getting from that.
And they're young. They can handle it. No problem. Yeah. I'm 62 years old, so it hurts me a lot more than it hurts them.
But the thing with the gala is it's a very engaging evening. So everybody in the room is involved. I don't want to say like role play, but it's a black tie event. And most importantly, as we take time to remember throughout the evening, because that's what the whole point is, that night, Her Excellency is pinned with the first poppy for the season. Thank you. And once Her Excellency receives the first poppy, then the poppy appeal season is open for the entire month through to Remembrance Day. And that's when the public is then encouraged to get their poppies and wear them proudly. And then I'll turn this back over to Andrew.
Yeah. So the events of the evening follow just in line with military etiquette. And every step along the way, I'm the narrator. So not only do you see us performing these acts of etiquette, I'm also explaining it to you. And at each gala, there's a theme. So in other galas, we showed what recruit training looks like when you get to boot camp and you're exercised and trained to become a service member. And this year, we have a very special one in commemoration of VE Day. We're going to have someone speak on each period of conflict that Caymanians were involved in. And Caymanians go way back earlier than World War I. Most people would find it hard to believe that such a small island had so many people represented in many of the conflicts, almost every conflict you can point to, Mr. Loxley, our historian, can tell you that Caymanians were involved.
Yeah. And here's an image of him right there. He has been he has been one of those that has been the cornerstone of the Cayman Islands. I can remember as a young child seeing him participating in Pirates Week and selling those poppies, just making sure, giving them out. So yeah, kudos for him.
Yeah. So all along the night, we explain all the different things that we're doing, and people are fined for doing things. Sometimes we hold the head of the table responsible. Other times when they can't pay a fine, they may come up and get fined for a donation. And if they can't pay, then there's other ways besides push-ups. Sometimes we have a dance off.
Yes.
We had 3 gentlemen.
Unfortunately, I have no pictures of those. I would not show those.
We had 3 gentlemen who were of Scottish descent that wore kilts.
Yes.
And they were fined, and they could not pay the fine, so they had to do a jig for us in their kilt. Yeah. Everything was fine until in their last moments, they bent over and we realized exactly what you wear underneath a kilt. Yeah. Thank goodness they weren't facing the crowd, but unfortunately they were facing the
head table.
Anything can go on. Sometimes we're fortunate. We hope we're going to be very, very fortunate this year. Even the premier is sitting there next to Her Excellency. So it's really a spectacular evening. Everybody walks away with a smile. It's a lot of fun. And it brings to light the fact that, there's a whole part of the ceremony where we honor the fallen, because we are all here because not me and Shadden, but other people made the ultimate sacrifice, and they gave their life in defense of the freedoms that we walk on every day. And that's what it's all about. We also honor everyone who's wearing a uniform, because not all heroes joined the U.S. Armed Forces or the U.K. Armed Forces. We have heroes there every day. The police, the firemen, and other people who wear a uniform in our society every day, they're heroes too. And they're invited as honored guests, and we honor them. And they do get fined, and some of them cannot dance.
I've been to a few, and it's interesting because I don't think a lot of people understand the red poppy, and you just want people to understand what that means. It's not just a flower; it's really a promise. It's a promise that you'll remember, that you will honor, that you will never forget. But are there any truth that many of our veterans don't receive government stipends? I mean, to even cover their medical bills, food, utility, the basic needs that should never be out of reach for those who gave so much.
Yes, unfortunately, that's absolutely correct. And it's just a problem with the way that the program was worded. The veterans assistance came earlier than seamen's stipend. And at that time, a lot of seamen were given veterans rights by the different countries, especially the United States, because their ships were under attack during war. So being that they had veterans rights, they fell into the definition of a Cayman veteran at the time, which is somebody who had served in World War II. Yeah. So yes, there were seamen that also veterans that did receive the stipend, but then the veterans that came afterwards did not fit into that category. So there's a lot of veterans, like I said before, that really need assistance, and the only one they can count on is the Veterans Association. Mr. Charles Adams helped start the association along with Captain Dale Banks, and they saw it through the lean years of getting it together. We are very fortunate because we've always had great benefactors, and through the gala, we've reached out and touched new benefactors. And there are some people that assist us year after year. Shadden can tell you, sometimes we're not even allowed to use their name. They just want to do it for the right reasons.
Private, yeah.
And they're private and they don't want any acclamation.
Now, the Cayman Islands Veteran Association leads our annual Poppy Appeal. That is a tradition that is rooted in remembrance of and community care. Now, you all provide, so from supermarkets to government offices, you actually, during a particular time, you will find donation pails and poppies as well. Each one represents a story, a sacrifice of life lived in service. Now, when can we expect that? This night, this gala, does that kick off this Poppy Appeal? Tell us, share with us what the Poppy Appeal means to the association and the veterans that we serve. That you serve.
Go ahead, Shannon.
So the Poppy Appeal is a symbol of all the lives lost in wars. In World War II, where the fallen lay, the poppies rose. Mm-hmm. So there's a story behind it that the red poppy symbolizes the blood of the fallen soldiers.
Flanders Field, yeah.
Yes. And that is why it's so important. Yes, thank you very much. That people wear it and wear it proudly during the season, because it's a symbol of remembrance. It's a symbol of every single man and woman that gave the ultimate sacrifice to defend the very freedoms that we get to enjoy today, as Andrew mentioned. Mm-hmm. We don't charge for the poppies. We just want to make that clear. Everybody's entitled to receiving a poppy, and it's all donation based. Again, because the Veterans Association does not receive government funding in terms of assistance for the veterans. Mm-hmm. The money that we raise through the gala and the annual Poppy Appeal is what helps the Veterans Association provide financial assistance to those veterans and widows in need. The picture that you have up, we're proud to say that Stuart Walker-Tursent has been a proud sponsor of the Veterans Association via the annual gala since inception 12 years ago. And they are always the first ones to come and commit. Mm-hmm. So we're very, very proud to say that, yes, they are on board again as a sponsor this year. And we like to publicly thank them. And, that's Buck Grizel right there. Yeah. So the event just basically highlights the importance of taking care of our elders in our community. Mm-hmm. Our program not only supports the veterans, but these veterans, we have an age on it where, you can, if you need the financial assistance, there's never any exchange of funds. They present their bills. Andrew can speak to that. We take care of all that online. Mm-hmm. We do have veterans that need assistance with their electric bill or their water bill, food allowance. Mm-hmm. They receive monthly top-up grocery vouchers to help them purchase well-needed groceries and from their pharmacy through Foster's. They've been a great support and advocate for us in helping us achieve this monthly by topping up the cards. And we have to give some attention to Mr. Graham Walker, who recently passed. For those that know him, know that he wrote the driver's book for the Cayman Islands on driver education. He was one of our stalwart veterans, always participated in every event, went to the schools. So
he'll be honored at this gala.
Okay.
Yes. And the association also helps assist with offsetting funeral expenses in a dire time of need for families. Mm-hmm. And we've recently had to increase that benefit to $3,000 because we recently received the invoice from one of the funeral homes advising that the expense has gone up. So this is why it's so important to continue to support the association, because you're not just supporting the association, you're supporting elderly veterans and their widows in financial need that they're not getting, and the association helps them sustain day-to-day life.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
In their declining years, I might add, because a veteran's not going to go stand in line with his hand out. or her handout. They're not going to do it. Very proud people.
Right. So as we prepare,
one veteran from one veteran to another, they allow us to assist them. Yeah.
Right. So as we prepare our hearts, let's also prepare, as we prepare for the gala, let us also prepare our hearts. How can people get involved for early sponsorship? How do people contribute to the association?
Okay, so of course, we would love as many sponsors as possible to join with us. The great news is this event has such a niche that once we do start selling the tickets, which they're going to start selling next week, they do have a tendency to sell out pretty quickly, which is fantastic. The thing is we limit the ticket sales. That way we don't have an abundance of overcrowding in the room and everyone can actually enjoy themselves.
Right.
But we do have an account set up at CIBC Caribbean Bank, and we do encourage the community to make online donations via our account, which I'll be happy to provide to you if you'd be able to post that up for us.
You can send it to me.
Okay. And through the sponsorship as well, more sponsorship is welcome at any time, at any level. Gift certificates. What we do is we do host a raffle during the gala, and that's one of our primary income bringers, for lack of a better word. That the more raffle tickets that we sell, the more money that we make, and it also helps promote local businesses and getting involved, because we do take into account that the economy is rough right now, and there are not a lot of businesses that are able to financially support, but they want to help make a difference, and helping make a difference by contributing gift certificates. Like I have to, if you don't mind, I have to give a huge shout out to Casanova. Everybody loves Casanova Restaurant, but Casanova Restaurant, they have been a huge supporter of the Veterans Association since inception. And it's businesses like that partner with us, that help make the night more enjoyable. Because when you say, hey, I got a gift certificate from Casanova, and people are like, oh, call my number.
Let me just make one point for all the naysayers out there. You will never get a chance to be inside an authentic military mess night like that anywhere else in the world. That is done on military bases to military protocol, and nobody but military goes in there. So you're getting a glimpse, a behind the scenes look at some of the allure, some of the ceremonial things that we do when we're locked away in those private chambers. Yeah.
You're quite right. And take a breath, because we got a caller. Good evening, caller. You're live. Hello. Hello, caller. Go ahead. I guess they'll call back. Yeah. Yes, in regards to the evening. So when you look at different ways, you said how people can do it. You highlighted Casanova. What are your numbers? Because when these tickets start going on sale, what are your numbers? You want persons to, well, first of all, you need the sponsorships. That's the only how that's going to make it successful. So you're right now, we're appealing to corporate sponsors to make the event possible.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And the beautiful part is the tickets are $150 a seat, right? But there's so many beautiful companies and corporate sponsors. Some of them do not want the table or the seats. They sponsor a table so an unfortunate veteran or service member can go to the gala. So no veteran is turned away. Them and their date are always free at the gala.
That's so sweet. Yeah, that is sweet. And I'm going to post, thank you so much, Adam, for sharing that with me. I'm going to post the account should persons want to do a donation here for you. So we're going to post it live right here. There we go. So that has the CIBC bank account, and it's a CI checking account, and the number there.
Wait. Sorry. Well, edit the account. Oh. Don't post yet. 1 second.
I hope. Let's delete the comment.
Yes,
Let's
please.
delete it. Oops.
My bad.
Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, what are you looking forward to for Andrew? What is your most highlight of the evening? Finding people? I know you know.
Exactly. Well, first I want to make sure everybody's comfortable, and then it's my job to go around, snoop, and catch them doing what they're not supposed to be doing. Yeah. So that's my favorite part.
Yes, we want people to tattletale. The more finds we make, the better. It's like I said, the evening is very fun. It's very engaging. The more that people look forward to saying, hey, that person's playing on their phone and not paying attention. Or we have the most rowdy table that you can possibly find, right? Yes, the rowdy
people talk a lot.
Yeah. We just relish when we get one of those lawyers that you and I could never afford by the hour, and they want to argue their fine because it is clearly a kangaroo court, and you're not going to win. Yeah.
It's a very fun evening. We have dancing at the end of it. We keep it light. Like I said, it sells out quickly. I would encourage people to just, if you're interested in joining us, it is a formal event. Lots of surprises, lots of giveaways, and just lots of laughs and an experience like no other, because our incredible services such as the regiment, the Cayman Islands Regiment, they come in full uniform. Our CIPS members that are able to attend courtesy of our sponsors. Again, these service members attend because sponsors donate seats and tables to allow these service members. So it's the sponsors' way of saying, thank you for your service. Please have a good evening on us. So that's why we want to give a special thanks to the community and our committed sponsors. Like Andrew mentioned, we do have some what we call unsung heroes that stay behind the scenes. We had a donor through COVID who made one incredible difference to the association.
For the entire, because of COVID, we couldn't do the gala that year, and the sponsor stepped up and said, okay, well, what have you collected so far? And what is your shortfall? And actually wrote a check for the shortfall. So that veterans could be guaranteed to keep getting their assistance that year. That was just, that just floored me. Beautiful.
Yeah, it is a spectacular evening, to say the least. And there's music, and it's what's so amazing is when you actually, the night closes with a DJ and everybody gets out on the floor and you see all of these fine gentlemen and their partners and friends all in their regalia, their whole uniforms and all, and they just getting it down on the dance floor. You know, it's just, it is a different feeling. It is a different vibe. And Andrew, I agree with you. I don't feel you could experience that anywhere in the world other than at this event. And I learned something as well. In order for you to get fines, if you've actually attended one of these events, it's in your best interest to shut your mouth and don't tell your friend like certain things. There's codes that you don't tell people. And Shadden, you gave a hint. You gave a hint. It's black the event, right? It's a formal event. It's a black tie.
It's a black tie. It's a black tie event.
Yeah. It's amazing how that's going to go. Boing.
Yes. Yes. That's why you have to attend to know what we're talking about.
Yeah. And so that caught me. I could be honest with you. That one was the biggest surprise. And whoop, I'll keep my mouth shut there, which is hard when you make your living from talking. But yeah.
We're going to put some other charities on the spot, because I can tell you, I've been with them 17 years now, the Veterans Association, 17 plus. Yeah. And I can tell you that every dollar that we do raise by fundraising, every dollar is spent in the Cayman Islands to support veterans. It's spent on Caymanian veterans, those that served proudly, didn't ask for any assistance, but we're there to make sure in their declining years that they are at least comfortable.
Yeah. No, I know my favorite. I'm sorry, I can't be not biased here when it comes to the cadets. I'm going there. Let's talk about youth and civic engagement. And you see the cadets there in full, and they look like they have a blast when they attend these events. But let's look at that now into civic education. You know, how can the schools and even our youth organizations become involved or get involved in the Veterans Remembrance? Because there's one thing of seeing the sale of poppies, attending a gala, having fun, which it's all good, and they're there and they're greeting you and all that sort of stuff, and they know protocol, They know protocol. Yes. But how do you get that age group for that communication to still go on? And they understand the significance of why they're there, because they are going to be one day a veteran should they continue in the uniform service, because of the transition from cadets to let's say the regiment, the Coast Guard, uniform service in its entirety. How do you actually get them involved in veteran remembrance?
Well, we do go to schools and other organizations and do talks during Remembrance Day, so they can call the same numbers that we'll give you and ask. We'll try to set up a date when we can come and talk at the school so more students understand. But they can help us by shaking the tins during the poppy appeal. We take volunteers for that, and we can reward them with service hours. So it's for a good cause, and they get something out of it as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what impact have you seen from these interactions? Have you seen them getting more interested in knowing more, or maybe even you may sparked a love then for uniform service?
I think the biggest impact we had was in one of the years we did a contest for all the school children, and the contest was to write an essay. And they were like, how do we write an essay about service life when we don't know anybody that's been in the service? I said, I promise you, if you go home and you talk to mom, dad, grandpa, grandma, aunts, uncles, somebody in your family has given service for the cause of freedom. And sure enough, they go home and find out that great cousin or even their uncle that they never knew, granddad, served in the war, never talked about it, because most veterans, they just don't openly talk about their service.
It's true. They don't.
Yeah. But when they went and asked the question, boom, they got the whole story. And it's just amazing. Grandpa did that, So it really woke them up to say, hey, this thing goes a lot further than we thought. It's not just a bunch of old guys hanging out in uniforms. Grandpa was one of those guys, and Grandpa was young at one time. And he was a badass.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a sense of pride. Tell us about this picture, Shadden. There's a huge sense of pride when it comes to that family, I know.
Yeah.
As there is for all families.
This picture was taken before Captain Dale, our emeritus president. And this was before his passing. And this was, I believe, at the Queen's celebrations, right, Andrew, I believe, in front of government and in front of Government House.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah. And this was a great time because sadly, Captain was in his declining years and he hadn't been out in a while. And it was great to see him. And he was so happy to be surrounded by his comrades. And as you can see, he's retired Air Force. He was the Cayman Islands Veterans Association president for 17 years. And he made great strides and great differences with the
association. Look at those, hang on a second, Shannon. Look at those medals, Sabrina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you looked at him in his declining years, you have to say, wow, what did you do to get all of those personal awards? Amazing.
Yeah, because each medal symbolizes some great thing that you have accomplished or achieved in military service. So as you can see there, not all of the there were several veterans, rest their soul. We've been slowly losing them, of course, due to age. There's a great shot. Thank you. That was when we had the honor of our newly appointed Chief Justice with the Privy Council that honored us with their presence at the Remembrance Day celebrations a few years ago. And you can see that we have full support. The Poppy Appeal is not just localized to Cayman. It's celebrated across the globe. I really appreciate you pulling up this picture as we were speaking of our youth. We take time every year on Remembrance Day, on the 11th day of the 11th hour of the 11th month, to take a moment of silence for those that gave the ultimate sacrifice, to honor those that gave commitment to service, and to honor those that continue to fight for the very freedoms. As you see in this photo, Mr. Graham Walker, rest his soul, he is there. And those are a few students from St. Ignatius School. And, you got to big up St. Ignatius because they put on a huge ceremony at their school on the Friday before the Remembrance Day weekend that actually involves every single one of their students. Every single year. And CIS also gets involved where they do their thing with their students. I have to say Prospect Primary has really, really been rocking it the last few years. Paul Ebanks, our VP of the association, holds the VQuap program where it's kind of like a competition amongst the students in the schools to see who can answer the questions. You find the students actually competing, and the questions pretty much revolve around Remembrance Day. So it's quite engaging. Boddentown Primary, their classrooms, they get their students competing to see which class raises the most.
It's a competition.
Donations, yes. So it's very important to continue to remind not only our adults in the community, but our children of the community, our future.
Right.
Why it is so important to take time to remember. I know a lot of people look at, oh gosh, it's the Pirates Week, long weekend, holiday weekend. But the long weekend exists because of those that gave the ultimate sacrifice and continue to fight the very fights that
and
we're not seeing currently.
And these kids could be, could be our future veterans too. I mean, look, if they continue like this, this is the next generation. So, I'm so happy that you're doing stuff like this and getting to schools and the younger ones, not only to have the respect, but as an earlier caller alluded to, there's so much persons in our society that we're not actually remembering them and honoring them, that, this is your part of doing it from the veteran side of things. And again, congratulations for all you do.
Thank you.
I have to say that because this is not an easy task. Many of these persons in their senior years haven't given so much of service. And then many of them could be so lonely, yet they've given the best, what you would call the best years of their lives, fighting, defending for land in our country. And here you are being selfless, and just taking this forward. It's important to get our youth involved and for them to do their part. So congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
And remember the theme. The theme is Cayman was there. We're going come to the gala and find out how Caymanians served in all of those conflicts, including up to the most recent conflicts, Afghanistan, the Iraq War. Caymanians were there. We're a proud people, and we have lots to be proud of.
Yeah. And a lot of these stories, as you say, are not captured. So I'm hoping through your association that somewhere, I know Cayman Voices, Sandra does that, but maybe we may actually have to capture it for the purpose of veterans to see if maybe you can partner to get some of these from the veterans' perspective. I don't know. It just came to mind.
No, that would be great. Many in our community do not know or do not realize that we do have a Caymanian that served in the Vietnam War who actually received a Purple Heart.
Yeah. And he'll be there. Mr. Truman Connolly was also a politician in the state of New York, and he comes to the gala to share his stories because he highlighted the fact that when he returned from Vietnam, there was no such thing as PTSD. And he went through the throes of PTSD, not even knowing what it was. So he gives a special message on that.
Is that the gentleman? I'm sorry if I got it wrong.
No, that's
okay. But tell us.
There's a different hero. That's our Lester Purvis. And he was in the U.S. Army. He came to Cayman and went from insurance salesman to he now is the general manager for CG Brit K.
Okay. But I don't think I have a picture of that gentleman. So pardon me. But we have a caller. Good evening, caller. Welcome back.
Good evening. Good evening to your guest. And I say I agree 100%. What you're saying, Sabrina, this is the thing that I keep preaching on. I keep saying it. I would need another mouth and I would need another tongue. The people that gave service to this island years ago, the one that kept it up, they're the ones that is least acknowledged. I keep saying that. People that save lives, people that give their lives to save other people, they are the ones that are getting ignored. The Donna, the Harry, the Jim, the Peter and the Paul and everyone that comes is not bashing nobody, but they're the people that being recognized. The people that sacrifice their life, including my husband. And they fight some when they do and thing. He got fight. Good thing he got a warrior like me, or he would have been dead. And that's why everybody, when I keep telling people things, they say, no, not Mr. Martinez. No man, they cry and scream. But then I keep repeating it. Who do the most, don't get the most? They're the people that they don't look at and that are being ignored. I keep preaching this. I would need another mouth and another tongue. For years I've been saying this, and that's the part that hurt you. They sacrificed you out, that he didn't have to go and fight no fire because he was about that. But he almost lost his life now in that same club that was called Globe. It was the club them years. How many names that went through? Beam fell down with him down and never thought he was dead. He didn't have to do it. But he went, gave life. Now he's sick and he didn't need the little piece of medical. And then he almost died. So I'm denying him because half of the things that he have go through now, he didn't have to go through if they had recognized him and give him the service that he had need. Which time, but he's still living, he's not dead. But this is the thing that I keep preaching. That's what them people say. The Western, they went and they fought. They didn't know that they wasn't going to get killed or whatever, but they sacrificed for their country, but then they being left out.
Thank you, caller.
They don't like to hear when you tell them the truth, but I don't care who like me, but it's the God's truth. And not only me see it, other people can see it. It's out there for the whole world to see and to hear. So that's how it goes.
Thank you for sharing that with us. And that's why, thank you, caller. That's why, thanks. That's why, Shadden and Andrew, we thank you for actually doing what you're doing. And now we're going to call for action where the community has an opportunity to keep this alive, understanding all of the great work that you do. And I hope that persons will understand and not mix up the funding that government gives the Seafarers Association, that is not given to the veterans. It's totally different because of how the law is and it is worded. People think that they mix you guys up and think that once they give the Seafarers Association, that you guys benefit from that. That's not the case.
Yeah, and we don't take anything away from the seafarers. Like I said, many of them were under fire during the war too. We're very proud of our sea heritage. It's just the Veterans Association stands on its own. We're not going to sit around and wait for government handouts, although government does come to the gala and they do make donations, but there's nothing consistent every year for us to say, well, we can count on that. We're not going to sit around and wait for that. We are going to make sure we take care of veterans. As long as we're there, no veteran will be without a friend in need.
Right.
And you know, the saying goes, it takes a village.
Yes.
This is our village. We need to take care of our people. We need to take care of ourselves. And without the care and concern of the community, we can't accomplish what we hope to accomplish. So we encourage everybody to get involved, get your poppies once the poppy season opens, purchase a ticket. If you yourself don't want to attend, you know, make a difference in a veteran or a service member from our fire service, our police service, our regiment. Any of those, you can actually say, I would like to purchase a ticket for one of them to attend. It all makes a difference in showing your appreciation and helping towards the survivorship of our declining veterans and widows in need.
Yeah, definitely. And
don't leave the widows out. Once the veteran has passed, we still continue the same assistance to their spouse, their widow or widower.
Tell us what's in store for the end of the official, all the formalities. My favorite part. I just gave that away. We gonna have a DJ again this year?
Oh yes.
Well, you know, DJ Doctor, he's gung ho every year. He's like, all right, what's the next date? So
he's ready.
Everybody can look forward to D Doctor's entertainment for the evening with the dancing and end of evening festivities. So yeah, like I said, it's a bittersweet type of evening. Where we remember those, but we also enjoy those that are currently with us.
And every governor seems to have their speciality. Our former governor used to play the steel drums.
Yeah.
Come to the gala.
H.E. Martin Roper. Yeah, he really, yes.
Come to the gala, because I can promise you that this governor is not afraid to shake it loose on the dance floor.
Oh, no, she's not. And that's one thing she's going to be remembered for sure. I think I'm pulling up some pictures here. May give away a little secret. Hold on a second there.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
she enjoys dancing. It won't be with me and the governor dancing though. Oh no, he ain't gonna get that one.
And for the record, Sabrina, whatever photo you're pulling, I did not provide.
No, man, I could behave.
No, her excellency, you know, also, that's the thing about this event. This
is a lighter moment. You were talking about Doctor. I was trying to get an image of Doctor. Yeah, that's one.
That's him spinning the tunes.
And here's another one. Look at this. You can you can capture the moment.
Beautiful ladies.
Party
yeah.
Yes.
And we were on the bad table too. I wonder why. We were on the rude table. We got shushed a few times.
Like I said, the great thing about the event is you get to see a different side of people. They're relaxed. They're enjoying themselves. It's not a stushy event. We want you to come and enjoy yourself and just be you and do it for a great cause. Like
break all the rules. Break all the rules.
Break the rules. The more you break the rules, the better it is. The more laughter there is.
I will get very quiet with the breaking of the rules.
Yes, please. We can't give those away.
We don't mind you just for some reason having all big bills. We don't even worry about making change because you consider it a donation.
Check. Yes. Very good.
Yes. Good one, Sabrina. Thank you so much for that.
Sure. But bring all big bills. Just bring all big bills. Just bring big bills. Yeah.
Yes. Bring big bills. We get some great prizes donated, and every dollar that is donated and received either through the gala or when you cross by one of our veterans, or hopefully you'll see a sea of students out there helping us shake tins. And it's not just about the students. If you have time to help us, We see such amazing collaboration when it comes to shaking tins for Meals on Wheels or Flag Day for Jasmine. This is when we see our community come together to help make an ultimate difference. So if you have time to help us during the week or on the Saturday, please reach out to us. My number is 926-5189.
Yeah, it's right there.
Andrew can be reached on 916-5317.
Hold on.
Okay. While you do that, I'm going to pull up our Paul's number real quick.
Give me your number again, Andrew.
916-5317.
Okay.
And our vice president, who spearheads the whole Poppy Appeal initiative, Mr. Paul E. Banks, he can be contacted on 916-0701. So if you'd like to volunteer to help us make a difference, those are your 3 numbers that you can contact any one of us, and we'll be more than happy to assist. And again, this one particularly is for the schools and the businesses. Please reach out to us if you're willing to accept a Poppy donation bin at your location to help us get the poppies out and to also assist us with receiving donations.
Okay.
Mr. Ebanks will help us get you registered, and through the assistance of whatever volunteers that we can get to help us, we'll get those bins to your locations.
Okay. So Andrew and Chadden, before we close, I'd love to hear, again, I know you shared numbers and all that sort of stuff. Final thoughts. What are your hopes for this year's gala and for future of veteran support here in the Cayman Islands?
Well, of course, we're hoping that someday we get to change that definition, because there's still plenty of Caymanians serving in the United States and the United Kingdom forces, and they will always serve. Like you said, it's a calling, and when you feel that calling, you have to go serve, whether it's for 4 years, 20 years, whatever the case may be. So we need to make sure that we take care of them when they come back, and we reward them for that service. Yeah.
Shannon?
In closing, I just want to say thank you, Sabrina, for having us on your show, for helping us get the word out. Thank you to our Cayman community. We can't do it without our community. They play the crucial part in making us be able to help those that need our help. And we look forward to everyone joining us. It's been a great 12 years that we've had the gala, and we'd like to
roll to 12 more.
and we'd like to continue to make it a success for what it is, and what people have made it.
Huge displays at this one. A lot of military memorabilia and military equipment will be on display up there in the foyer in the Marriott. So you can come and touch some of that stuff, maybe take a picture with a military hat, something like that.
Yeah, who to tell? And it gives us a reason to dress up and get pretty. And you walk in. The thing is, what I like with those events, right? Little story, fun fact. You walk in like Cinderella. And I have walked out at every event that I've attended with my shoes in my hand.
That's
I have to say, we have to give a huge recognition to the Marriott and the Marriott staff, because they have committed to taking care of us every single year without miss. They make it that we can have an event, a successful event, raise the funds that we so direly need to helping our declining veterans. And we just want to say a huge thank you.
Well, thank you so much for being with us and giving me an opportunity to help promote this annual event for yours. And once you get the information and you get the tickets, send it through to me, the information to outlets, I'll be more than happy leading up to the event to keep pushing this event. And I'll get updates from you as well in regards to how sponsorship are going.
Thank you. And for
you.
those
Thank
that
you very
don't
much.
already follow us on Facebook or Instagram, we do have our Cayman Islands Veterans Association page, sorry. And you can also get information via those
There.
means as well.
Yes.
On our
Thank you.
website.
Yep. Thank you so
www.caymanislandsveterans.org.
Okay. There we go.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Have a good
Thank
evening.
you.
Stay dry.
You as well. Bye-bye.
See you soon.
Yes.
Yes.
All the best. And thank you for your service and for all that you do.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Sabrina. Have a good night.
Likewise. Well, there you have it. So let's remove. There we go. There you have it. Woof. I've been going crazy here. Yeah, I hope that you were inspired and educated and informed about the Cayman Islands Veteran Association, because there's so much that's happening here in our islands that we're not even aware of. And I must say, Shadden and Andrew continue to be the face of it. And so is Mr. Banks, so many more. But I mean, this couple, they have really picked up the mantle and really have done and kept this alive. And like what they say, the only how they are actually making any money in order to take care of the veterans is through Poppy Appeal, the galas. I think they've had bingo nights as well in the past. But unless they have these events, there's no other funding coming in. And that is why we're appealing to you this evening. To corporates, if you're listening to us, call Shadden. You see the number there. Call Paul, call Andrew, and buy a sponsor a table and hand it out to maybe some of the seniors who may want to go out and dress up, or just get a group of young people who I hope will break every rule. And you just remember to bring cash, all big bills, yes, and be on your worst behavior. Yes, we want you to be on your worst behavior. We want to get the loudest table going, because I'll be there. And but I'll be on my best behavior. But no, in all honesty, I have been there about 4 galas, and I like I said, you walk in and you're stush, and by the time the evening is over, you're doing this. I remember last year, Oscar DaCosta and myself, we tore up the dance floor. He, myself, and the governor, we were just having a ball. And it was to the point where at one point we had the program, there was some paper on the table, and we were all on the dance floor doing this. It was that good. After a while, you didn't even feel the heat. We were just living life, celebrating in remembrance of these veterans. And it was a very good night, all worthy cause. We were just so happy that we could donate. Happy that we got fined. That's the only time that you're happy you're fined. Yes. But honoring and acknowledging our veterans is one thing. I got to keep you, now that I said Oscar too, remember we featured Oscar and the gray area. I am happy to say that Oscar messaged me before the show to tell me that the insurance approved for another round of chemo. He started that chemo last night. Thank God he's doing okay. He reported that he sang that song, his favorite song, and now it's on to the next cycle of chemo. Again, this is a stop and go thing. With him, he's not so sure whether or not the next bout of chemo treatment will have to be paid out of pocket, or whether or not they will honor that. But I made a promise that I would keep you updated. He updated me, and he got approved for that round of chemo, and he started it last night. And his spirits are still high, so I'll keep you updated as to his well-being. But I'm going to put up on the screen, and Ted Green was the second person that I showcased here on Sabrina Speaks. And again, I am going to keep you updated with his movements. And he just shared an exciting moment in his life as he continues to shatter glass ceilings globally and internationally with his Ted Green fragrances. And he was recently interviewed and featured in Authority magazine. Yes. Where he explored the insights and lessons that he'd learned on his journey of becoming a CEO. And if you're curious about all of the challenges and triumphs which you've heard, he actually shared it out here. go on and just like and follow Ted Green, and you will follow him on his journey. But I, as a Caymanian, and I will do this with any Caymanians who are actually breaking the ceiling. I'm going to feature our chef. I think I'm going to have our chef on here. There was a young Caymanian chef who was recognized, or as a team. I'm going to have them as well on the show, but it is my honor and privilege to showcase Ted and update you on what Ted Green is actually doing. And he continues to shatter the glass ceiling where opportunities are concerned. And I hope that stories like this of Ted and all of the other Caymanians who are out there that are making waves, that you will see where the size of our community, the jurisdiction, don't let that limit you. And his story is so profound. And being a perfume extraordinaire. And I mean, you can go here locally and you can buy his fragrances. And I'm just so proud of Ted. And I'm hoping that soon he will be able to actually share and give us an update as well on what's happening if we can nab him. But the good thing about this space is that I don't care where he is in the world. We just need to set him down for about 45 minutes so that we can get an update from him. Christmas is coming and he has a lot of gift ideas and just spreading the word. And the good thing is you can buy direct, or you can go down there to Kirk Freeport and you can sample it yourself. And he has the candles and all of that sort of stuff, but the fragrances, oh my God, Ghost Orchid and the Banana Orchid and She Blooms. Oh my goodness, that's the one. That's my favorite. But I like all of them because I can layer them. And I enjoy layering fragrances. So go down to Kirk Freeport, ask for any one of the ladies in any of the stores, and they will let you see what he has. I think they have the candles as well. But congratulations to Ted Green. I am going to be following you, and I'm going to continue to be a woman to my word, to update and keep our local community abreast of your movements and your actions. You mother think that I can find you, I can find you, though I could reach protocols were about Joyce on, but I can showcase you. I still got a little space in my heart for you. I got a big space for you and so much more. But don't let the rain stop you. Look at this scrumptious meal that you can get at Cayman Cabana. You can even call in and they can fix you up with something like this. But tonight is farm to table. And I know I hear the rumblings and I know my locals, you know, once you hear the rain, you never go out. You're not going to go out. But every Thursday night, it's farm to table at Cayman Cabana. And that is one of the scrumptious dishes of many local dishes that never, ever let you down when it comes to consistency and taste. And they aim to please. And this is one of the things that you can get down there at Cayman Cabana. But the most important thing is that tonight is, and every Thursday night is farm to table. So go down and keep it local, keep it real, and support Luigi and the crew there at Cabana, because farm to table, dinner experience, and this is some of the stuff that you can get down there and so much more. Oh, the appetizers are the best. The comforters are to die for. And the callaloo rice, even though I like rice and beans. For those of you who really know me, I actually will eat rice and beans with pizza. You heard it right. I will eat rice and beans with pizza. That's how much I love rice and beans. So, but you know what? Don't limit yourself to rice and bean or callaloo rice at Cabana. These are some of the scrumptious stuff that you can get there. And do not forget to visit my dear friend, celebrating 39 years in lighting up our world, and is a proud partnership with Edward and International Lighting down there at in Ed's Plaza. So all this week, he has bed and bags, he has bathroom palace, he has the chandeliers that you can see, and they're open Monday to Saturday. They're closed now, but you can definitely pound on those doors or be right there to be one of the first in all of his many stores right there in Ed's Plaza, located right there on 194 North Sound Road, from 9 to 6, Monday to Friday, or you can give them a call, 949-8211, 949-5141 for more information. Yeah, see, Shadden is agreeing with that she likes the candles as well. And let's see what Miss Smith Campbell is saying. Sister Sabrina, what is the proverbial ceiling that you speak of, and you define that? What are you talking about? Sorry, I don't about I want to make sure I understand you. But yeah, let's remember our veterans, go down and support. Shadden has actually shared all of the numbers with us here, and it's right in the bottom of the link. And it is always a pleasure bringing you another episode of Sabrina Speaks. I hope that this was another informative topic, that there are takeaways for you. I, as a former person in government, being responsible for the cadets back then and all the uniform service, that I made sure that it was something that we actually did. It's not that I didn't advocate for them to have been considered for government funding, but again, understanding how legislative processes go for changing of legislation. I did not know that they did not, and they were not assisted as well. Even being in that role, that was when I found out that they were not a part of the Seafarers Association. And immediately in that position, I was able then to annually sponsor a table, assist where I can from that Ministry of Home Affairs, understanding they were responsible. And my immediate remit at that time was uniform services, and how fitting. It only made sense. And I'm hoping that the powers that be will make the necessary changes, and they will seek to get the necessary amendments of law done so that they can actually receive some sort of government assistance or funding that doesn't infringe on law. Now, it could be law. Policies can be changed, special circumstances. I'm just hoping that by means of this conversation today, broken down, not from me, but from those representatives of the Cayman Islands Veteran Association, and by extension, the children and grandchildren of those who have served, that means so much, and we remember them at these events, that they too will be advocates and speak to our leaders so that the necessary protocols can be put in place, so that, funding and having these events are not just solely based on hoping you'll get poppy donations, corporate sponsors, because without this, and what Shadden and them say for a matter of emphasis, the gala is the biggest event that the Cayman Islands Veteran Association actually have. So a lot of seed funding, continuation of funds to run this NPO is derived from that very gala. So to know what the forecast for the future looks like, they are depending on your corporate and individual sponsorship and buying the tickets to attend the event, which is their way of saying thank you. And we just have lots of fun. That forecast for the future hinges on exactly what is collected on the night and for corporate sponsorship. But if you don't even want to purchase a table and you just want to donate, the bank account is under the link here. And I hope that you will actually get a better understanding of what's going on. Now, while I was here, I saw my girl, it's a shame that you still not. Sorry, my girl, it's a shame that you're still not in Parliament. You are a pro and knows. Oh, I'm in the right place, Miss Rose. I could be very honest with you. I am so happy, and thank you for the recognition, but I'm still a big advocate. And you can see whether or not I'm a member of Parliament, I still can do a job and make a powerful impact. And thanks to people like yourselves and everybody here that supports this space, I don't have to be in politics to make a difference. I was doing that before even elected, and I will continue to do it through here. But thank you for the recognition. I'm humbled, I'm honored, and I still support. I still respect everyone in our community, and more so because I have a special place in my heart for the persons in the uniform service. I want to thank them for their service. It's a huge sacrifice. I mean, when you look at those people out there, the Coast Guard who are on the high seas, you look at our Royal Cayman Islands Police Service. I know we beat them up a lot, and they run in the face of danger. It is what it is. And we're looking at the climate in the world right now. You're hearing about tinting of vehicles, and you're going up to cars, you're stopping people and at traffic stops. You don't know what's behind that glass. You don't know, but you do it because you give of yourself, you give of service. And just like nurses, it takes special people to be a nurse. It's a calling to be in the medical field. It's even, in my humble opinion, bigger calling to be a member of the uniform service. And as you rightfully say, for those in the fire department, fire service who run into burning buildings, you can have collapsed walls, you can be entrapped. You look at those at the prison service, you look at all of our people behind those calls at 911, and they have to maintain their composure, they have to maintain their calm. Why not salute them? Why not respect them? But it's reciprocal. They also have to understand and respect their role. And I feel a little bit more respect needs to be given to them, because they do a heck of a job. When we're running from it, those persons in the uniform service are running towards it. And I think we just need to appreciate them a little bit more, show a little bit more love. And PTSD is real. Post-traumatic stress disorder is real. And many a times when you're wired to just do shift work, it's hard when you even retire, that you're constantly in that routine. Worse if you do the graveyard shift, the 11 to 7 shift. Now that they're doing 12-hour shifts, 2 on, 2 off. That's a huge sacrifice that you're doing, just like our veterans. And I think we're going to advocate, we have to advocate that they are recognized in legislation. We have to push and advocate that government will see them as a permanent placeholder in one of the outputs within one or more of their ministries, so that is something that this association don't have to worry about each year. And I know there's grace, there's humility, that you're just not going to wait for government handouts, but I feel we owe it. We owe it to our veterans. We hear the stories, and the more that you speak to the young people, going out to the schools and educating the young people, we see the cadets, we see the regiment, we see the Coast Guard. They're going to be future veterans in our uniform service. So why not? Why not have them as an executive output in one of our government departments, so that they no longer have to feel like they're begging government for a handout, but it is the right thing to do, you know? And I'm hoping that this lands. I hope it sticks. You don't even have to say you got the idea from me. I don't care. I just want to know that it's done and we're doing it together, because it takes a village. But as we wrap up today's episode, I want to invite you to carry this conversation forward. Miss Rose, I know you're a good lady, too sweet. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Rose. You're sweet, and I love you, all of you. Miss Lucille, she been quiet? And Vernita, where's Vernita? I hope she's okay. I got to message her. But as we wrap up today's episode, I invite you to carry this conversation forward, because and again, I got to thank my proud sponsor here, International Lighting, and for lighting up our world. And we don't want this conversation to end here. The Cayman Islands Veterans Association is preserving history. They're building bridges, and they're reminding us that remembrance is a civic duty. It's just not a public holiday. It's just so much going on for the month of October anyhow. But I'm imploring persons to go ahead, purchase your ticket, attend the gala, sponsor a table. And you know what you can do too as well to give this some mileage? Share this episode of Sabrina Speaks and talk to a veteran. Talk about it, because remembrance is not passive. It's active, communal, and deeply Caymanian. So I want to thank you for joining us on Sabrina Speaks. And it has indeed been, Iva, you're late. Iva, I gotta put you in the corner. Until next time, I'm going to have some right now. Until next time, stay engaged, stay inspired, ladies and gentlemen, and never underestimate the power of showing up for your community. And this is one time we can show up for our community by sponsoring a table, showing some love, and remember to be kind. I got breaking news, not local, but I'm understanding that some naval academy is now in lockdown in the United States following threats. Look at where we're living. People, look at where we're living. Yesterday, same blooming thing. It popped up on my screen and I didn't process it because I was delivering that topic. Now here we are again. Let me see if I can get some more. Oh goodness. Yeah, but there's some threats now in the United States again, never cease to fail, the gift that keeps giving. But to each his own. Let's take care of our own right here in the Cayman Islands. We still have so much to be thankful for, but the importance is showing love, being kind, extending a helping hand, because you never know what somebody's going through. And I can't stop repeating that. You never know what burdens, what weight somebody's actually carrying. And as I said at the beginning, we can hide behind anonymous comments on a lot of these spaces, but you don't know the impact that will have on somebody. And I think the more we share a little bit of love, the more we share a word of kindness, encouragement, extending a hand, a gentle call to someone, the better place we will be. It'll be a better world. So be careful on the roads. Do have a wonderful evening. And to Mr. Berman Scott, enjoy your birthday. I wish you many, many more. Thank you. And until tomorrow, have a fabulous Thursday evening. God bless. That's a wrap for today's edition of Sabrina Speaks. Thank you for tuning in and for being part of the conversation. Remember, the dialogue doesn't stop here. Stay engaged, stay informed, and most importantly, stay empowered. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m., same time, same place, right here on CMR TV and radio, where your voice matters and your truth is heard. Until then, Cayman, take care of yourself and each other.
That's it for today's edition of Sabrina Speaks, where your voice matters, your story counts, and your truth is always welcome. Join us weekdays from 5 until 6:30 p.m. right here on CMR TV as we dive into the topics that matter most to you. Catch the show live or on demand at cmrtv.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram so you never miss a moment. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and always speak your truth.